Hi, my name is Mitch Tarpin. I am a sports and orthopedic physical therapist, and I have hemophilia. So let's talk. Hey everyone, two quick updates before we jump into today's video. Number one, we have a free giveaway today. If you head over to deskjockeyphysio.com/guide, you can download your 5-step guide of how to set up the perfect laptop home office, which you can do right here, okay? And number two, we are now offering online physiotherapy sessions for you folks out there. To learn more about that, head over to deskjockeyphysio.com/online, and we'll see you there. All right, otherwise, enjoy the video, guys. Thanks for watching. All right, our next question here is, how do I know when to get treated? When do I need treatment? And so this question's a little bit more complex because it does depend on your personal level of severity of hemophilia. So everyone should hopefully out there have a hematologist that is covering them. Great people, thank you so much for your work. And you should have a plan in place. And depending on your sort of severity, whether you're severe, moderate, or mild with hemophilia, or bleeding disorder, you should have a plan in place. For some folks, you'll be under a regular treatment regime. For others, you're kind of on an infrequency, and for kind of before you do something more active, and for others, it's an ad hoc sort of scenario as you need it. Now, if you get a trauma or an injury and you have an issue, you're not sure if you should treat or not, of course, the best place to start is by talking with your hematologist. How do you know if it's a bleed? Well, we just did a video on that you can check out. On our channel here, we'll put a link to it that is, how do you know if you have a bleed? So let's say you do. You should have a kind of go-to plan of what you need in order of self-treatment to bump yourself up. If you regularly infuse, you might need a little bit more. If you don't infuse often or treat often, you might need to go ahead and give yourself a bolster for a couple days, weeks, depending on the injury, depending on the advice. So the unfortunate answer to that is it really does depend on these different things, and when in doubt, it's always a little bit safer to go ahead and do that treatment. But the best place to start is speaking with your hematologist, and if you find it's not making a corner and turning around, it's always better to treat. I know as a kid, on a personal note, I would hide injuries for days to a week at a time. And by the time I got to it, it was a heck of a lot worse than it would have been if I just treated it at the start. But I really didn't want to. I always felt a little ashamed and kind of bartered at by my parents when I would get these injuries on my own volition. So I highly recommend getting after it sooner rather than later, and bringing it forward to healthcare professionals to get you the treatment that you need. Hope it helps, and make sure you move like you mean it. Thanks a lot.